thought I could see somebody coming down, but it was my lights reflecting in Simon's rear windscreen. I think another thing, like with a small bike, you get rather used to basically revving the nuts off it everywhere. Like, you know, because to get up here you're in third gear and revving it. Well, this year go a bit top if you want. Probably will go down one just for more responsiveness. But in a way, I ought to just check what my footage is coming out like, if it's possible. It's just a bit of a carry-on, you see, when you... I have to get my phone out of my pocket, which means unzipping taking my gloves off. Probably have to get my helmet off, because you have to make sure it's linked to the Wi-Fi. Yeah, I think I'll skip on that. We'll just try this. See, what I did, firstly I've got a different microphone in the helmet. It should be a better one. Technically it's better, but it may not suit it, I don't know. The one I had on before was I bought it for the Drift Ghost HD, sorry, yeah, and it was literally a Ghost microphone, which ought to be good. But I think I've got the Purple Panda mic on. I'm not 100% sure, I'd never look at it. And I'm not sure I've got stabilising on or off. I think it's on. And the crucial thing is, well, there's two things actually. The microphone level, which I'm not sure what it was on before even, but again, the point is it might need to be different for this one. And the angle of the camera, because in fact I think that's correct now, because I did quickly try it before and it was down too low or something, but that was with the other bike. Though normally I don't change it for each bike, that's a rule. Well, today I felt a bit more or less on top of everything. I've been doing the VAT on the computer while it was rainy over a couple of days, so I was sick as death of it really, but so I thought, well, I might go out for a bit of run out today and take my big camera on the tank bag, and that was about like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then what happened, it started to look very threatening, and there was some sort of thunderstorms about. Well, all the stuff was still out from doing the VAT, the invoices and stuff, and bank statements, and I thought, well, I'll get that finished, well, not, I'd finished the VAT, but it's the end of year stuff. For the accountant to sort out, which things like what your stock is at the end of the year, and what you bought, what's new, what you sold, and like equipment and things. So that's all being done now, and it's all in the box ready to go really, which is well, it's almost something to look forward to, because when you're just going to drop the stuff off, it's really just a nice run out down to Thirsk, and I'll choose a reasonably pleasant day. I don't have to like book in advance, as it were, because you just go and drop it off. usual, it feels very planted and pleasant to ride. You do worry, like when it's been just stood all winter, that your forks have gone funny or something. The tyres are definitely inflated adequately. I haven't actually checked them, but I know they're not far out. And I thought I was only going to go for a 10-mile run or so. I don't really know why I come this way, because I come this way nearly every time I come out. It's just that I didn't really want to go like through Kilndale and that way. Ah, the naughty camper van men. There's always, nearly always, somebody stopping there. I think it's quite, can't say I blame them, like, but it's quite weird that they'll spend like £40,000-50,000 on these swanky camper vans, and then they kind of object to paying for a site. Not it really bothers me, but it just seems a bit odd, really. Probably said that. Not everyone likes to be in a site with lots of other people, apart from when the sites tend to be tucked away. Whereas there, they've got a real nice view. No people round them with dogs and kids yapping. Except, well, I must admit, I don't like that myself. It's unbelievable that the amount of debris thrown from vehicles mainly, but not entirely. Because I had evidence at home that a group of walkers had gone past. They were like kids, really. So, you know, quite grown up teenagers, and it was like a trail. You could see where there'd been a trail of bottles and packets of sweets and crisps and all the sandwich things. There's a couple of recalls on this bike. One I've kind of dealt with, it's where there's the wiring can rub on the headstock, the main boom, and there's like a little wire like hook which is supposed to hold something, and as you turn the steering, it rubs on it. So I've just put a bit of rubber over that, and it was actually rubbing, I have to say. I haven't done many miles on mine. But there's another one to do with it's like a guide for the chain where it goes over the swinging arm, and I think that's just like a piece of plastic or something, I don't know, which they redesigned it and they would change it for you free. But although much as I like this bike, I loved it for the first year I had it. Even though I had a bad back that year, soon after I got it. Much as I like it, I'm sort of vaguely considering trading my off-road bike and this one in for like an adventure style bike, which would of this not quite as big as this, but you know, 500cc or thereabouts, or maybe more than that, which would have the longer legs and yet still a bit of more off-road ability than this ever had. Having said that, I have seen these kitted out with like scrambler tyres, and though I wouldn't like to go far off-road, but it's most of the time you're only really not slipping on a bit of mud or grass, because you have to remember every time we come down here now that last year and it was about this time of year. Just came through over this calf grid, and a little heifer had got out on the road from one of the fields alongside and leapt out of the, but the sun was it was behind in them bushes there, grazing about, and it just leapt out and ran across the road right into me, literally ran into the side of it. But we were both going rather in a bleak angle, as it were, and we had like a glancing blow with each other, and it just sort of grazed my leg. It didn't actually hurt it. It knocked the indicator off the bike, but it just popped back into place. It wasn't broken. I got it roughly back when just down here, but when I got home, I put it back in properly. There's a smoky smell down here from people's fires. I lit the fire at home. I lit it before I came out. I think we'll just go back up this road. This is one of my little like winter Sunday afternoon rides, really. It's about 15 miles. But honestly, I'm not kidding, it's bloody cold still. At least it's not raining. But I might, since I've had a bit of a shakedown and if all seems well, I'll give it a proper check round and get back. Sure nothing's loose around. I was toying with going out today. I got my camera and everything in the bag ready to go, tank bag and all. And I actually had my backpack as well, because I got my drone ready. But I may go tomorrow since it'll be a bit warmer and not less showery. It might not be perfectly dry. I'm not sure what's happened there. Look, there's been a big fire on there, hasn't there? Look. I remember there was a fire on it in the paper. It's coming up quite sort of grassy. I think it was actually controlled burning, got a bit out of hand on them. They were very cagey about what happened. They just said it was accidental. They're very large areas burnt that. But see, the sheep are quite fond of it because it's grassy. But at that time of year, it's not really all that serious. It just burns quickly, flashes over the top, and the peat is still damp, so it's not burning peat. And it doesn't really even burn the bottom of the heather. A lot of people about up here still. These are the acceptable tourists, because you often get up here like rowdy groups of sort of having barbecues and beer parties and things, and they're the ones chucking stuff about. But to be fair, sometimes that's the locals like doing that. Something I noticed with this bike compared to the other is that the rear brake is a long way down. I've tried to alter it and I couldn't seem to quite work it out for some reason. Rather him than me. It's so steep I wouldn't like to be walking up here. I just think this bike might have a little bit low tyre pressure, because there's some quite funny sort of corrugations and squirmy bits, admittedly, but it just seems to be wiggling more than it normally does. I think I better just check it before I do any more. Oh, what's this? I thought they'd gouge the tarmac off that for a minute. I know what he's doing. They do this thing to reduce the gradient. They weave backwards and forwards. Primroses. They're open. I must admit, I went there for a meal not that long ago, and it was quite good actually. It was a bit expensive, but not a bad place at all. But most of them do good food now. You might occasionally complain it's a bit pricey, but you always get a good plate full. Almost like too much, frankly. Good crop of caravans. Bananas is closed. I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. But sometimes they go open at quite short notice when it gets into season. They were closed all winter for sure. But then you see the Blacksmith's Arms is closed, so there's the White Horse and the Coach House it's called, which isn't a proper pub, it's like a licensed restaurant or something. I don't know. I never considered it a pub. You could go there and have a drink at the bar, no doubt. But anyway, what I wanted to do today really was, the bluebells are just coming up to peak. It's the second week, 11th of May, second week of May, and they'll be alright for a couple of weeks yet, but they get a bit ratty later on, and especially lower down, they're definitely about at their best. They're just coming out up here. And I have a few places I'd like to see. The first one is a little church go down the A19 and I can't think of the blooming name of it now. St Mary, that's somewhere. Anyway, but then you can carry on along there towards Sutton Bank, and all the slopes there are covered in bluebells. Now, if I could get myself off reasonably early, not like now. Well, this would have been alright, we were out, but I didn't want to go today because it was showery. But if I went down there reasonably early, I'd feel quite comfortable with that, to be honest. And I got my big camera is ready to go. I think that was Mitsubishi. I find that right turn there can be a little bit disconcerting. Again, the yellow oilseed rape is showing up well. Really good view out that way. You can actually see oilseed rape way up into County Durham, somewhere I would guess near Bishop Auckland.